Okay, so we have this little plastic cap here. It's essentially a preload. What we're going to do is insert this, and it has plastic threads, so just be careful when you're putting it back in. I believe the recommended torque on this is like 1 Newton meter. So just get it nice and snug. Move the crank arms back and forth a little bit. If you feel some play, it's not tight enough. So just give it, maybe 1/8 of a turn, if that. And then you can sit here, check it again. Once everything's nice and tight and there's no movement, then we can go ahead and pinch these bolts down. So when it comes to dialing in your shifting, there's a few different things you want to look for. So first off is your hanger, this piece here. Is that nice and straight? Does it look like it's bent in a little bit? If you have a little scratch on the outside of your derailleur here, that's a good indication that you took a fall or maybe something knocked into it, and that could potentially bend your derailleur hanger here. So if that's the case, you may want to take it to a bike shop and have them straighten that out. But if this is nice and straight, then we can go ahead and check our limit screws. Okay, so let's check and adjust our high limit screw here. So you'll see as I turn this out, that's going to want to bring this in. And if it's too far in, the chain's going to want to jump on the inside here. So what we want to do is get rid of this space here and sort of make sure that this jockey wheel, this one right here, is in line with our cog. So let's do that. And we'll just turn it a little bit. You can start to hear it get quiet too. And it's almost gone. Let's check it, see how it looks. Yep, that's almost perfect. So, all right, so let's set our low limit screw here. So let's shift up into that big cog. Now, once you have your chain up here, apply a little bit of pressure and see if you can actually push this off. If you can, there's a good chance the chain will pop off. So what we need to do is just tighten this screw a little bit until you feel some resistance. And then you want to sit here and check that chain line and make sure that that jockey wheel is in line with this outer cog here. So if everything's in line properly, you shouldn't have any chain chatter and everything should be nice and smooth. One thing I like to do to check to make sure that everything's good is sort of press in on the derailleur, and as long as it doesn't pop off the back, you're good. Take your shifter, shift down one, shift up, make sure it's working properly, and then you can go ahead and adjust the barrel next. Okay, so This isn't wanting to shift up. There's not enough tension, so go ahead, shift up one, and as you can see, nothing really happened. So we'll sit here, turn this barrel adjuster out, as in counterclockwise, until we can start to hear that chatter. And then once it jumps, I like to do another quarter turn, and then let's proceed up and down the rest of the set. All right, it's shifting pretty good now. Want to make sure it comes down just as quickly as it went up. All right, this is perfect. If you were experiencing some hesitation as it was coming down, you may have applied a little too much tension. So just back that barrel adjuster in about a quarter turn, half a turn, until it wants to come down nice and smoothly. You don't hear any chatter. Next, let's adjust the front derailleur. First off, we want to adjust that low limit screw. So in order to do that, we're going to want to shift our chain into the biggest cog on the rear, and then the smallest chainring on the front. You can see here when you're looking in, you want to sit here and create a little space in between the inside of the derailleur here and the actual chain. So by turning our low limit screw here, that will either push it further out or it'll push it in the more we turn that screw. So want to get it just enough to where you can have a little bit of daylight in there, about a millimeter or two. Rotate the chain, make sure it's not rubbing, and then proceed up to the high limit. Okay, let's set the high limit screw. In order to do that, put your chain in your biggest chain ring and then your smallest cog on the rear. Now, once you have that done, we can sit here and adjust that screw. So on this derailleur, it's going to be the one furthest out. So as you turn it in, you'll see this derailleur will want to go inside. If you turn it out, it'll come out a little bit. Now, as we push in on that shifter, we're turning out, turning out, turning out. We're allowing it to go even further. So now we have a nice big gap in here, but that's not what we want. We really just want about maybe 1 millimeter or so, because if you have too big of a gap, what's gonna happen is the chain's gonna pop off during your ride, and it's gonna get all tangled up and possibly damage your chain or just really ruin your day if it causes an accident. So make sure you have just enough space in between here, between this guide and this chain when you're setting that up. And that's pretty much what your high limit screw here is for. Let's tackle the half shift now. So the half shift is for cross chaining. So when you have your chain in the smallest cog here, or the hardest gear, and then also the smallest chain ring on the inside, this is what you're going to use the half shift for. We'll hit our half shift, and it's still rubbing a little bit. So what we need to do is come around to the front and then adjust this little barrel adjuster here. So as we turn this out, that will apply some more tension, and by doing so, it will pull that derailleur off the chain and it'll be noise free. So now as I'm turning it out, go back in, probably need a couple more turns. And there we go. Now you can go all the way up. And we also have a half shift on the top here as well. So if we click it once, you'll see it came in. Now this is for when you're cross chaining on the big chain rings and the biggest cog on the rear. So that's going to allow this chain guide to come in a little bit so it doesn't rub. And that's how you set your front derailleur. Okay, so the bike is just about done. But one last thing, let's check our headset. And there's a great and easy way to check your headset if you're ever wondering if your bearings are good or not. What you want to do is, feel it. Obviously, if you feel any grit or grinding, chances are your headset needs to be replaced, or those bearings are, just in bad condition. But you want to feel and see if you have any movement in there. If there's no movement, there's no play. That's always a good thing. But the one thing that is really going to determine whether or not this headset is good is when you turn the bars, does it drop down and rotate freely? So if it doesn't, it's either too tight or these bearings are just shot and need to be replaced. But that's one quick and easy way you can sit here and check your bearings. Shift's great. Nice quiet drivetrain. For as old as this bike is, she still works phenomenally. Just goes to show you what a little TLC can do for a bike. Really nice bike. Great drivetrain system. Really happy with 105. May not be the lightest, but it's smooth, efficient, and it's a workhorse. All you could ask for in a good bike. Woo.